This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Tunnell Raysor.
Well, most of the time it's unavoidable. Many of us have been in auto accidents, and when it happens, we're left with a ton of questions. What do I do now? How much is this going to cost me? How is this accident going to affect my insurance?
Yeah, there are so many unknowns, but our next guest can help you understand your options a little better. Attorney Kelly Geloff, managing partner at Tunnell Raysor in Sussex County, joins us today. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, Kelly.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, here's a scenario that I've actually been in where I'm sitting at a red light and someone rear ends me, pushing me into the car in front of me. Who's to blame? I mean, what happens in that kind of scenario? Do I get ticketed? Do I get charged?
Every situation is different. Typically, the person who caused the accident, meaning that third car, if you will, in your description, they are typically charged because if they were the one that started it. Mm-hmm. However, that middle car, in your situation where you were, you can get ticketed or you can be responsible for maybe a portion of any injuries or things that may be caused from that accident for the last car that was hit. For a variety of reasons. One is you might have been stop and go, you might have stopped short, you might have been too close. So if there is, say, an attorney for that first car or the last car that got hit, they will typically have to speak with the person who was directly behind them, in this situation you, and as well as that first car that started everything, just to try to figure out who was at fault, or was it a combination of the two vehicles or the two drivers that were at fault.
That's interesting.
Okay, so let's say in that situation, Lisa's in the middle, and the car hits her from behind and takes off. It's a hit and run. Is this where the uninsured motorist thing comes in?
Yes, in that situation, that is an example, and that has happened many times. And if they've been caught later on down the road, we find out then whether they have insurance. But there are often times when they're not. They are scared, or they shouldn't have been driving. You never know what happens because you don't find them. But they put themselves in reverse and hit the road. They literally just leave the scene, and then you, the person who was hit, or both vehicles, or both people who are in the cars, are left there injured, and it was neither of your fault in that situation. So what do? You end up contacting your own insurance company, telling them what happened, and oftentimes it is considered an uninsured motorist case where you still can go for compensation if you were injured in that accident.
Okay.
All right, so say we're in an accident and we don't want to involve an attorney, maybe take care of everything ourselves. Do you have any advice if that's the option we choose?
Sure, and that's certainly your option, and there are many times that is taken care of that way. Many times you get into a situation where you can't get the information you need, or you don't feel like you're getting what you need, or you get really upset from the insurance adjuster that you're dealing with, and then that leads you to get an attorney. So that does happen. But if you end up doing it yourself, and you do need to notify your insurance company, you do want to get a copy of that exchange of information from the police officer that shows the other person who caused the accident and their insurance information. Contact that insurance company, because you do end up having two claims. You want to make sure that your insurance company is taking care of your medical bills. You also want to make sure that the other insurance company is on notice that this person caused an accident. Or what if that insurance company is listed and they actually are no longer insured, which does happen a lot of times. They drop their insurance. Well, you get to know that, and you, again, have already put your insurance company on notice of this accident. You then can notify them, hey, this person wasn't insured, so now I'm going to be potentially pursuing an uninsured motorist claim against my insurance company in that scenario as well. So you still can handle it yourself, but you do need to make sure that you involve your insurance companies.
So if I'm trying to figure this out and realize suddenly I'm in water over my head, I can't figure this out, do I have to start any legal action right off the bat as soon as it happens? Do I have an amount of time after it happens that I can?
There are many times where you don't start an actual legal action, and that is a misconception, where you don't have to file a lawsuit against the person. You need to put the claim out there and make sure that your medical bills are getting submitted to your own insurance company to make sure that PIP is covering them. In Maryland, you need to make sure that all of those medical bills that you are incurring because of this accident are submitted within 1 year. And in Delaware, you need to make sure all your medical bills associated with this accident are submitted within 2 years.
And PIP is personal injury
Protection insurance.
All right. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Kelly.
Kelly, thank
Very
you.
important
Good
information.
stuff, yeah.
And if you would like to read more facts and questions related to vehicle accidents and personal injury, or if you'd like to contact attorney Kelly Geloff, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the Show tab. Up next on Delmarva Life, we're going to learn more about the Ward Museum of Wildfowl here in Salisbury. Find out how they're ringing in spring and how you can participate.
Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.